All right, let me get one of the sprinkle ones, the pink ones. Those look fun. Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No problem. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Dude asked me why I had a camera out. I said I was a YouTuber and I was on tour and I filmed stuff behind the scenes, and he gave me a free donut. So, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Was unbelievable. 200 middle school students, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. They were raucous and crazy and enthusiastic and excited, and the show was amazing. I got a standing ovation, and I don't have it on camera because there were public schools and public school during the day, and I didn't have permission to film from all the parents of these 200 kids. It was impossible to get that, so I couldn't even film it. I don't have it on. I don't have any proof, but you're gonna. So I just got back from Nathan Bishop Middle School in Providence, Rhode Island, and I wasn't going to film anything else today. I was just going to film tomorrow at my show in Maine and Thursday, Friday in Seattle, and then upload a vlog. But I decided that there was something that came up today at the middle school that I really wanted to talk about. The director of the theater elective at the school, he and I had a great conversation about magic and theater and art. I just wanted to address for a second the age-old question in magic, or at least it seems like it's age-old. The age-old question in magic: is magic art? For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Brian Miller. I'm a magician and motivational speaker. Before I talk about that, let's talk about the simpler question: is magic theater? Is magic theater? Yes. Of course it is. Magic is theater. It is a special kind of theater. In theater, you create characters, you take imaginary situations, they may be based on reality, but imaginary situations, and you bring them to life for a live audience. Well, that's what we do in magic. We create characters, people who are able to do things that don't seem normal or don't seem possible. And we take imaginary situations, like impossible things, and we bring them to life for a live audience. Magic is a very special kind of theater, particularly close-up magic or sleight of hand, because it's intimate, interactive theater. And in some sense, one of the things that separates magic, I think, from many of the other live theatrical art forms is that in some sense magic feels like it's really happening, where plays and musicals, and though I'm a huge theater buff, I love plays, I love musicals, they don't have quite the sense of immediacy of creation that magic does. When you go to Broadway and you see a play, you see a musical, you know that it's rehearsed. They've said these lines, they've sung these songs, they've hit these notes, they've done that dance 400 times this year already, probably 8 times this week. And even though it feels fresh because it's being done by professionals, you have a sense of the fact that it's being recreated for you. Whereas in magic, even though you know it's been rehearsed, it doesn't feel recreated when you see great magic. It feels created. It feels like it's been created for the first time, just for you, just tonight. And so in some sense, I think that's what separates magic from the other live theatrical art forms. But the more important and maybe the more interesting question is magic art? So of course there's a big debate about what's art at all. Is it, an upside down toilet seat hung up in an art gallery? Is it art just because it's in an art gallery? There's all those questions, but I'm not going to be dealing with the philosophy of art questions. Just more specifically, is magic art? I think Jay Sankey, one of the great comedy magicians of our time and one of my biggest inspirations when I was a teenager coming up in magic, I think that he really addressed this question better than I've seen anywhere else, than I've personally seen anywhere else. And he said, the question isn't, is magic art? The question is, or at least it should be, can magic be artistic? Or more to the point, can magic be artful? Can it be artful? And when it's reframed like that, the answer is yeah, of course it can. Magic can be artistic. But I think where magicians get hung up a lot is in trying to make art. I think Steve Martin once said, if you set out to make art, you're an idiot. I think a lot of magicians get really wrapped up in this idea of trying to make their show artistic or trying to make it art, as if to say that if it's not being done artistically, it's not worth doing at all, or it's not good magic. Well, that's crazy talk. There's a lot of music, a lot of pop music, the stuff you hear on the radio, that it's not artful, it's not artistic, but it's enjoyable and it has its place. I remember seeing a magician at a restaurant, came by the table. He didn't do anything that was terribly artistic or artistic at all, really. He did a couple of quick tricks. But I'll never forget that feeling of magic that he gave to me. It wasn't artistic, it wasn't a work of art, it wasn't some revelation. It was just good magic being performed by a competent magician. And it made me feel excited. I still have that memory. I know who he was, I remember what he looks like, and I remember the tricks that he did for the most part. And more importantly, I remember that feeling. So I'll just say this. When you're setting out as a magician to create your show, don't worry so much about making it artistic or making it artful. Worry about doing great magic and giving people a feeling of wonder. The artisticness, the artfulness, as it were, that will come naturally and it will come when it makes sense. There are elements of my show that I believe are artful. They are artistic. But my show, overall, I don't think is artistic. And I used to be concerned about that. I used to worry about making it more artful, more. Now I see, and I see it on the faces of the audience, whether they're college students, whether they're corporate businessmen, whether they're kids in a family crowd with their parents, whether they're the troops overseas. I see it on their faces and I hear it when they come up and talk to me after the shows. I needed this today. I've had a rough time recently. Oh, this was so wonderful. God, our kids are just so excited. Man, that was, wow, that was really good. I can see it and I can feel it. And it makes me realize more, magic is predominantly about giving the sense of wonder. And worrying about being artistic, I think should come secondary. What are your thoughts? Is magic an art? Can magic be artistic? Is magic that is artistic better than magic that is not? What's the difference? I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed this, like, share, and subscribe down below to this channel. And always remember, our world is a shared experience. Catch you guys later. Found a Dunkin', but there's no drive-through, so gonna run inside for coffee real quick. I think this is not gonna be a good long-term game plan in terms of getting coffee as I get on the road.